Hey! I'm going to explain a very simple concept that a lot of people feel like it's actually very mysterious. And that's, where do those notes come from in pop songs that people like to hang on to so often or play all the time, things like that. It's a really actually very simple formula. It's not every song. It's not this is how it is for everybody. It has to be a pop song because it has these notes, but I'm just showing you the most common notes. And once I start playing a little bit, you'll hear what I mean. And this is what I'm talking about. And it's these notes. If you're a piano player like me, you know what the note names are, C, D, E, G, B. But we're not going to talk about note names, we're going to talk about scale tones. What I mean by a scale tone is that we're going to think about the key of C. That was the fast version. So our first note is C. So if I say first, we can also assume that C is 1, in a way. This is 1, so this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back again at 1. Okay? Now, keeping that in mind, the best notes, these magic notes, I call them the pop tones, are 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Again, this isn't for every song because some songs are in a minor key, but we're doing major. Okay? So, just forget I said anything if that totally lost you. It's okay. So, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. So, if you watched my other video about the chord workout, what I'm doing in my left hand will make sense. Doing 1, 5, 6 minor 4, or something like that. Again, scale tones, using those notes. The reason I use those is because maybe not everyone wants to play in a key of C. Maybe everyone gets tired of C sometimes, which is true, so I can do it in D. It's, if you have a good ear, you can tell that it sounds the same. Because it is. Well, the intervals are the same. So once you get it down in your brain, 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, and an easy key like C, then you should be able to see the intervals from one note to the next. If you want to do it that way, or you can just think about this, the notes on the scale. One thing about this also is that you don't want to get stuck on a range. That gets really boring after a while, and you'll get tired. And if you don't, you should be getting tired of doing it in just that small range. You want to try to stretch yourself to get used to seeing those notes in different inversions. Just because I say 1, 2, 3, 5, 7 doesn't mean that that's the way it should be. You don't have to play like this. I am just playing like this because it's easy to see. I could also just as easily start on 5. This is way more comfortable, and that's my notes. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. This is called an inversion. For those of you who don't know what that's called, usually you see it with chords. These are all C triads, but they're moving. I still have all the notes. C, E, G, C, E, G. But it's in a different order, so they are inverted. The same thing you can do with this idea. So I'm going to try to keep my hand, I'll try really hard to keep it stuck in this position. You may not be able to see all the notes, but I have G, B, C, D, E. And I'll do something again in C, just because it's simple. already sounds like a song you've heard before, that means that what I'm saying is close to being true, if not totally true. Again, this is not it's not concrete. It's not always going to be the same for every song. I wanted to play the 4. I wanted to play the 6 a couple of times too. But again, talking about scale tones, this note too. Because we all know that there are not just 5 notes on the piano. We're not always playing in the black keys. Notice it's almost the same. But it's nice to have variety too, because there's lots of other notes. There are actually 7 other notes that we're not playing right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's good, but it's not. Don't think of it as a limitation. Think of it as a springboard, a starting point for you to get some ideas. I'm also playing a piano. I might play this differently if I was playing a synthesizer, or if I was playing a violin or a guitar. Or even like a wind instrument. It just depends. But this is a good place to start for something that works in the pop context, okay? Yeah. So, if you have any questions, you should ask a teacher, because I'm a piano teacher, I'm actually a teacher. Ask a teacher what I'm talking about, see if it's true or get their opinion. You could also message me and ask me if you have a question, but hopefully this is helpful to you and get you started in the right direction to be more creative, and especially in that realm of pop music where it seems so easy to make a popular pop song, but it's really a big challenge. So, I hope you enjoy, and see ya!